everyone, and welcome back to another video of the F1 2021 Driver Career Mode with Mercedes, episode number 42 today for the Belgian Grand Prix, Season 2, round number 10. If you missed the previous episode uploaded at Hungary, then you can of course go and check that out. I can tell you it was a painful couple of races it has been at Silverstone, Hungary. And of course subscribe if you're new to the channel to see plenty more F1 2021 Driver Career Mode videos as well. We're only halfway through the game cycle as well, so we're going right up to the launch of next year's game. But coming into this one then, that rear downforce upgrade has come through, so that's good. I think that came through actually in the last episode. Unfortunately, we didn't have slightly enough resource point to be able to upgrade the front downforce one, so that's going to have to wait, but it will come in for the Dutch Grand Prix, so that'll be in tomorrow's episode. But that all we've got left on the Sashi's brakes upgrade really, and I think there's a few tyre wear, which doesn't really matter anyway, because the big thing obviously with the carcass temperatures that it doesn't do anything with. But coming into this one then, we've all made upgrades the top four, but interestingly Alpine have made a huge jump from where they were 2 races ago at Silverstone. Those are ultimate upgrades coming for Alpine. None of the other teams have been able to upgrade, although I must admit Pierre Gasly's doing a fantastic job for AlphaTauri, considering the fact they're the 3rd worst team on the grid. So yes, we'll have to wait and see about that, but we'll see if Alpine can now start getting in the mix, because Ferrari, you know, they're the bottom team. I've sort of been left behind with ourselves and McLaren in terms of the Drivers and Constructors Championship. They haven't won a race, Ferrari, so the big red car has the performance capable, but has yet to actually show that it is capable of winning any races. But of course we're back on top with our upgrades now, as we were on the last episode at Hungary, so we'll hopefully continue that, try and get a better result here. As we move to qualifying then, it's a little bit overcast, as you know. Fortunately there is no rain, so we've got very lucky throughout this season 3. I hope that there is no rain going into season 4 or 5. And what I'd like a sporadic, what we need is a sprinkling of rain, as I've forgotten to do something, and that is to change out the old warm power units. And I'm going to let you into a little secret now. That might not be the first time this week that happens. So yes, a little bit frustrating that I forgot. To be honest, I was, to be fair, very distracted by the scoreline between West Ham and my beloved Southampton, so that's my excuse. But it's going to be interesting to see what we can do from last place on the grid. Nevertheless, I haven't taken any new engine components. We've got Stroll and Alonso on the front row, so we'll see what the other guys can do and see if they can overtake them. Though it's time for the race, today's Belgian Grand Prix.
Welcome along then to the Belgian Grand Prix, the race that gave us the maiden victory for the Jordan team in 1998. And in the same team, the phenomenal debut of a young Michael Schumacher. There's always something special around one of the many corners of this fan-favourite circuit. Spa-Francorchamps today, a circuit that spans 4.35 miles. There are tons of elevation changes along the way too. 19 corners making up this circuit, with 9 of those to the right and the remaining 10 to the left. This track is a great one for fans of pure speed. The average lap speed comes close to a whopping 145 miles an hour. Alongside me once again for coverage of today's race, it's none other than the great Anthony Davidson. We should talk about Williams. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within that team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do, and that's definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. A fantastic effort from Lance Stroll yesterday puts him on pole position, and it's Fernando Alonso alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Norris, Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton and Ricciardo, Leclerc, Sainz, Ocon and Sergio Perez, Gasly, Latifi, George Russell and Tsunoda, Giovinazzi, Vettel, and Guan Yu Zhou and Mick Schumacher, Mazepin and the Mercedes. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
I think we can get points. The pace isn't too bad around Spa for me. The middle sector is horrific, and we'll talk of that throughout the race. We're going to do a one stop from medium to softs undercut, pretty much. So we'll have faster tyres at the end of the race. So we'll see what we can do then. 5 lights from the back of the grid. Lights out and away we go, and it's a poor start on the medium tyres there. As we move down to turn 1, can we dive down the inside? A huge dive. Almost not being able to stop it in time. We might need one of those brakes upgrade. Almost 4 wide there going through turn 1 as we've touched the back of Perez, the man who replaces in the Aston Martin. I haven't seen too much of that Aston Martin team in livery. We might need to give them a refresh since every man and his dog is now using that livery. But up at the front then, Norris has jumped Alonso at the start, so it's Stroll and Norris are starting to eke away from Alonso. Seems to have had a crazy qualifying up in P3 as we're now going to breeze past Perez. That car hasn't had any upgrades since 1938, so of course it should be easy for what is technically the best car on the grid, although at the hands of me in the middle sector isn't that great, to be honest. I am losing half a second a lap to the AI through the middle sector. Pouon is horrific on this year's game. They just ruined this and Zandvoort, unfortunately, Codemasters. But anyway, we've jumped to lap 5. I haven't been able to catch Gasly, which is very frustrating. The pace is not there. I mean, you see, the thing is, Tsunoda's not that far behind as well. So they're doing both drivers are overdriving that car to where it should be. As we're now comfortably going to stroll past Gasly, or Gasly comes back at us in the corner. We're going to have the outside to take the racing line and move up into the points, into P10. So a little bit sketchy with the move there. I thought Gasly didn't want to give me the move. To be fair, of course, he's wanting a Red Bull seat to replace potentially Stroll if Stroll doesn't get there, or even Verstappen. Verstappen hasn't looked comfortable since winning those 3 out of the first 4 races. But anyway, lap 5 we're going to come in. I think there's Alonso is in as well, as is Verstappen there. They're going to go on to mediums, but the thing is, for us, we're able to go on to softs. It's a nice stop. Is it going to be a quick one? 2.9 could have been quicker. It is going to put us out back in last place, but hopefully, you know, the likes of Alonso, Verstappen get stuck behind the slower cars, so we should be able to dispatch the cars. And now it's the time that we start to move up positions. Starting off with Mazepin, who still hasn't disappeared from this career ride, unfortunately. Go right round the outside of him in that Haas car and move up to P19. A lovely little move there, to be fair. I mean, it's very easy when you got a car that's made of cardboard. So now we're all over the back of Schumacher and goes side by side through Eau Rouge, up Radion, and we've made a beautiful little move there on Schumacher. It's very ballsy move there from myself there on Schumacher. We needed to dispatch him as soon as possible, and we did it with ease there. Although Schumacher didn't want to give us the room, as we're now around the outside of Guan Yu Zhou. We're trying to keep up with Leclerc as well, and Ocon as well, and do a deja vu move on Zhou that we did to Mazepin. As well as Antonio Giovinazzi there, we're watching on board with the Williams driving the Italian car. Not had a quiet second part of the season here, and he's had a Spinala as well for Williams there. So obviously been outgraded by Alpine as we go purple through sector 1. What's going on here? There's a kerfuffle between Ocon and Sainz. We've overtaken Leclerc, but Ocon surely has front wing damage. Oh, so close to a rear-ending accident there for myself, as we almost went into the back of Ocon, but Sainz there and Ocon definitely make contact. I was hoping that Sainz would come in, but he does not, to the pits. Ocon does, but Ocon has lost out his front wing as Leclerc is able to dive out as well. As we're watching our race leader, that's Lando Norris. Norris is overcut Stroll. He is on the hard tyres, but seems to have enough pace over Stroll to be comfortably leading this race and pulling away from the Canadian in the Red Bull car. As we jump back to lap number 8, we've set another purple first sector, but now we've got Charles Leclerc coming back to us, but he's gone too deep into that corner, and we're able to hopefully hold on to the position. But yeah, can't catch Alonso or Sainz. That's such a shame. That's such a shame that they ruined this track. As watching Ricciardo versus Hamilton, this is such an important move for us because Ricciardo is our closest challenger in the championship. We don't want Ricciardo going past Hamilton. We need those extra 2 points. Hamilton does retain the position, but then Ricciardo comes back with the DRS on the final lap number 11. Ricciardo is unable to get past, so Hamilton's doing us definitely a favour there by keeping Ricciardo behind. Damage limitation after our stupid mistake as we're trying all sorts of lines through Eau Rouge there, but Leclerc goes side by side with us back through into Eau Rouge, but he once again goes deep into that corner and we're able to hold on for P8. But yes, very disappointing race. The middle sector is horrific. I'm fine for the final sector, I can match the AI. The first sector I'm quicker than the AI, but yeah, very disappointing. I don't know where we would have been had we had actually qualified, been able to qualify with a quick engine as well. So a little bit frustrating there as well that we've lost yet more points after what was thought a dreadful Hungarian and British Grand Prix. We've actually done worse there as well. To be fair, we're not too far off, so there was some pace there. It's just not through the middle sector, so a little bit for a strange one, really. A little bit frustrating. Ocon 2 stopping, so he doesn't get any points. Our lead has been reduced to 8 points now. Stroll is on the move. He's overtaken Verstappen, who just had a poor race today. Verstappen. Stroll gets another podium as well. As well as I think that was Sainz in 3rd place, but definitely interesting to see, can the McLarens, can Hamilton or any of it. This championship is not over yet. We'll definitely have to see what we can do in the remaining races. In terms of the constructors, that's Ferrari been left behind, so it's a 3-way fight between ourselves, Mercedes, McLaren and Red Bull.
Let's have your thoughts. There are rumours that you're looking for a contract with another team. Is there any truth to that? Do you think you were lucky not to end your race with that crash?
That's going to be a no comment. And then Claire just mouths off. So there we go. That has been the Dutch Grand Prix. The Belgian Grand Prix. Apologies that I forgot to change my engine power unit. I'd really love it if there was like a little game mechanic that said maybe when it got the, because in the vehicle components thing, when the component gets to more than 60%, it changes to a lime green. So maybe it'd be nice if it would notify you ahead of going into qualifying, because you can try as soon as you hit that accept button that says go to qualifying, there's no going back. You can kill the game from there. It does not matter. It will go straight to qualifying menu every single time. So a little bit annoying that's happened. Netherlands, not a great track for me. We did win there from last on the grid, so yes, we'll see what we can do in there, and then obviously the remaining 5 races should be okay for us. There's not, the USA is a bit of an iffy one, but the other 4 we should be able to get in tame good results. But until that's where I'm going to leave it today. If you have enjoyed, then leave a like, subscribe, channel, and you'll see plenty more F1 2021 drive career mode videos as and when they come out. Until the next video, then I'll see you next time. Take care. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy your day, and goodbye.